Blur my background.
Got it.
Okay, got it. Now, let me try again. Okay. Do not do that.
There you go.
Okay.
There you
Now,
There we
There you
go.
go. Sure.
yeah.
There we go.
Cool.
Oh, beautiful.
Wow. That's
Go
so
back a
light.
little bit further there. Yeah.
The light isn't, the light's not good on it.
Yeah,
But still,
Tell us about
Okay.
it, Janice. Tell us about it.
yeah, it's unusual.
Well, the Plastic Club. Oh God.
Oh, sure. The next show.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Plastic Club has a show coming up called Back to Basics, and they wanted you to use basic shapes. So I thought, well, let me work with circles.
Right.
So that's what I did,
Hmm.
and it's it's still, there's work to be done.
So may I ask a question?
Sure.
The black is very unusual, at least my knowledge of your work. Do you intend to leave it as black, or are you going to over pastel it, or what are your plans? Do you know at this point?
Well, I've been working other colors into it, but basically it will be a dark background.
Interesting.
And so I'm not sure whether it'll be
Nice.
totally black,
Yeah.
but it,
Interesting.
Yeah, it's great. It's really nice.
thanks.
I'm reminded of
Mystery.
Did
Yeah.
you ever see that painting by Georgia O'Keeffe? It's I think it's the Chrysler Building, and it's dark, but there's all these light spots on it. And
I
when
didn't.
you held that up, like that's the first thing that came to my mind.
Huh.
Has anybody else seen that painting?
Yeah, I know which one you mean.
I think I know what you're talking about.
Yeah, I mean,
Well, having
I'll have to look it up.
yeah,
yeah,
Look at that.
having lived in New York City for a while, those stormy, foggy nights, those the lights, I mean, you get this kind of an effect from the buildings, almost if lights are floating. It's quite,
Yeah, it's quite something to see.
yeah.
But I haven't seen that, so I'm definitely gonna look it up, see what.
Well, you lived there for 28 years. You must have seen it.
I worked
Painting.
in the Chrysler Building, so I know where that is.
Well, thank you. That was nice.
Thank you.
It was a good start, Janice.
Thank you.
yes. Good luck. Keep us
Yeah.
posted on it.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, bring it back when you've done a little more on it.
Yeah, probably next week.
Okay.
Good.
In time
Good.
for next
You
week.
have it framed.
Yeah.
It looked like it was framed.
No, I have it positioned on a backing, just
Oh.
just to work on. But no, I know what you're thinking. Yeah, there's tape. I have tape around the edge,
Oh.
so that's what you were seeing.
And if you happen to finish early, you can spend some time teaching Bob how to do Zoom.
I heard that.
We heard you.
And we hear
I
you.
got sound bad.
Good.
Very good.
That was a good one, Mike.
Okay. That worked.
Yeah.
Very good.
Thanks, Janice.
Oh, thank you everyone for looking at it
Yes. Thank you. Interesting.
and for your feedback.
Interesting.
Shall we go to Walcott?
All right, I've got. Let's see, where are we? I think this is it. Okay.
Oh,
All right, what I've been doing is going around in the evenings, sometimes here, and looking in people's windows.
Woohoo!
Hmm.
Looking in a window, and I thought it was just sort of fun. some of the stores are anyway. I enjoy the scenery, the city scene at night.
Hmm.
And so this is a thing that I think it was originally a motorcycle repair shop that had a little coffee desk as a sideline, and it looks as though the repairs weren't doing as well as the coffee shop.
Right.
Anyway, they're all in the neighborhood here.
Yeah.
That's all I've got tonight is just a couple of these, and
It seems like there was a real person.
Yeah, there was. I saw her.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah,
Like
sure.
Oh,
Blackberry.
yeah, right.
Oh, I see her too.
Right.
Yeah.
Just
Waiting for customers.
noticing.
Yeah.
This would be a great photograph to teach someone 1-point perspective. It's perfect.
Yes.
Right.
Yeah.
What is 1 point?
Yeah, I never heard of that.
Yeah.
Everything radiates that center point. All
Oh,
your
everything
angle.
goes to that
All those
1
angles.
point. Yeah.
We have a vanishing point.
Yes.
Yeah.
Nice.
Yes,
Very
so all the lines do lead, don't they?
Yeah.
I tried to get dead center on the place, and
Well, you did a good job.
so
Yeah.
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 You go right out through that back window.
Yeah, right there on that back door.
And having that woman in there over on the left really does give it an impact that wouldn't have without her.
Exactly.
I agree.
She's watching you take photographs.
Yeah.
Yes, she is.
She was scared.
little guys down at the bottom.
watching me, watching her.
Yeah.
This
Yeah.
is this was a black panel, and I thought it needed something, so I added these little characters here.
Oh, you did.
Try to get into collage.
Oh, that's
cool.
funny.
It
Yeah.
looks natural, as if
It
it's
does.
part of the decor.
Yeah, it looks like chalk drawing.
It's supposed to, yeah, it was supposed to look like a little bit of street art or something added to the wall.
Right.
Yeah.
Nice.
You did a nice job with it.
You
Yeah.
did.
It did not look out of, like it didn't belong.
Actually, it looks like a Bansky.
Oh, it does.
Thanks.
Banksy.
Mhm.
He would do something like that.
Banksy.
Yeah.
Yeah, could be. Right.
There were a couple of interesting characters against a green brick wall originally. Anyway,
That's-
Now we know who Banksy is. It's Walcott.
Secret Banksy. Yeah, the mill is around the corner. We order a lot of lunches from the mill. It's
Wow.
kind of it's a nice little lunch place.
Right.
Breakfast, people come in for breakfast, and it's just, to me, this is just city life.
I love those Art Nouveau doors.
Yes.
Oh,
Yes.
you're right. And the woman on the left who's looking back at you, another woman.
Yeah.
At the
Yeah.
top.
Yeah.
It's really cool.
She caught you. She's following you.
Ah.
That's all right. I like it when the women look at me. That's all.
What man doesn't love attention?
Sure.
Wow.
So anyway, there's another one, but I thought it needed a little boosting.
Wow.
Okay.
Wow. It's a camera.
Rufus. Rufus.
So
Isn't Rufus a dog or something?
Has been.
I think Rufus is probably the owner, but I don't know. I don't know what that is.
Name as well.
That's
Is that
really
art
nice.
sitting out front? Someone is an artist in there and they're showing their work.
Yeah.
What this is during the pandemic, we all had to go out in the sidewalks, and this is street, and they started adding these platforms. Parking used to be, and they took up a parking spot and used it for expansion of the business. Now the pandemic's gone, but these restaurants are doing it all over the place because it's a really cheap way of adding capacity to your business.
So where are people parking then?
And they probably don't pay any taxes on it either, so, or any.
Right.
Yet,
Yeah.
yet. Yeah.
So the parking, there's still parking, but it is tight. There's a lot of cars. And parking is tight, so I'm glad I don't have an automobile. But there are,
That looks like a red brick road.
yeah, it's
Yeah.
not. That's the effect here.
Yeah.
But it is brick, right?
It's cobblestone.
Looks like
Oh, they're
cobblestone.
It's cobblestone.
Where is this?
This is Buenos Aires. See, that's the original.
What area are you? Am I-
I'm in downtown in Capital Federal. This little thing is on Castillo, I think, or Jufre. I can't remember which street, but it's a few blocks, 1 or 2 blocks from where we are. Down the road, we have a. Well, it was cobblestone out in our street in front of us was cobblestone, but they paved right over the top of the cobblestones.
So is there a mix of English? As I see the I Love Coffee is in English. Is that kind of more standard there? That is in English rather than Spanish?
There's a lot of English that gets used just like that.
Right.
And on T-shirts. I mean, tremendous amount. I think that there were people. I'm pretty sure a lot of people wearing T-shirts and they have really no idea what the T-shirts is saying.
Is this a tourist area?
Not really.
Oh.
No, it's probably middle class, professional area, professional middle. It's a lot of developing going in, a lot of buildings going up, and I think it's going to be a lot of younger professionals, family, people probably in their 30s and 40s. They've got cars and they're some, fairly affluent, not rich, but right affluent. The area is building, it's developing all right. There's no question about it. Every time you turn around, these buildings are multiplying like rabbits. I don't know. I think they do it at night.
Yeah, it's like that in Philly. It's unbelievable.
Everywhere
Yeah.
Everywhere. Yeah.
except the islands.
Hey, thank you, Walcott.
Yeah.
I
Yes.
just got a
Thank
call
you.
that Neela has lost electricity.
Oh, wow.
So if you can all, there's a big storm going on
Wow.
in Philadelphia.
Uh-huh.
By
So,
the way,
I will take over. We've heard from Janice and Walcott. I'll do my thing.
Okay. Good.
I hope you can hear it.
Yes.
That's why.
I'm sure she'll be okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. I just have 2 things tonight. This is kind of a silly. This is an old jet plane that was never produced. It was a prototype in 1939. I kind of liked the look of it, and then I combined it with a bunch of stuff. Some dancing men, a Rube Goldberg device. Let me show you the elements of it. There's the plane. It's overlaid on top of a trilobite, a painting of a trilobite. And then I combine it with these images from a 1928 magazine. Remember Rube Goldberg?
Yes.
Made these devices. So this is a kind of a Rube Goldberg device by someone else, and this is a a little nothing is written in stone,
Right.
written in stone. I thought it was funny, and I included it.
That's great.
Yeah,
This was a silly, a kind of a silly one.
There it is. There.
yeah. Yeah, I like it.
Yeah.
Somewhat more serious is this one.
Yeah.
I like the
Yeah.
effect of it. I like the color.
Yeah. Mhm.
And it is
Oh my.
in honor of Doris. I have a lot of faces in it,
Yeah,
and
Mickey Mouse.
you see Mickey Mouse, you see the Madonna lady, and
For everywhere.
here's the elements in this.
Wow.
This weird thing.
Wow.
This was AI generated.
Boy,
Yeah.
I consider this a remarkable, on the far left, a remarkable piece.
yeah,
Yeah, I do too.
AI.
Yeah.
Oh.
I have no idea. This is, and then this is another AI piece.
Uh-huh.
Actually, and this is another AI piece, the angelic woman, and finally Mickey Mouse. So
Well, that's a takeoff. What's that artist, Janice? You know the artist who did this with the gold?
Yes.
Clint.
Um,
Clint.
Huh?
It looks like a Klimt.
Yes.
It is.
that's a Klimt.
yeah.
Yeah, it's like a takeoff.
Mhm.
Interesting.
But I mixed them together in a way that I think I made something different than the AI.
Very, very much
Really
so.
cool.
Oh, yes, definitely.
Yeah.
Good. Really?
Okay, so that's what I have.
Wow. Well, that's enough.
Great.
That was very complex.
Don't see Neela back.
How do you, what's the command to mix all those things together? How do you do
Yeah,
that?
really.
Abracadabra.
All right, let's see if Don, do you have anything?
Sure.
I think that was a question.
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah, do you want to go, Don?
Yeah.
Ooh,
Colored
Oh,
pencil
nice.
drawing.
Hmm.
Nice.
very nice.
I came across this in a bin. I thought you'd like to see it.
Wow.
Uh,
Wow.
It's with those magic colored pencils again.
Yeah.
Nice.
Oh,
one.
Don,
Really
beautiful.
Yeah,
Wow.
that's nice.
Where did you do that, Don?
Probably at the sketch club.
Okay.
Ah,
Uh-huh.
The
wow.
live model, you
Very
mean?
nice.
Yeah.
Live model?
Yeah.
Yes.
I said it was probably the sketch club because they do those long poses there.
Hmm.
Uh-huh. Wow. Very nice.
Yes.
I
Yeah.
did do a watercolor this week.
Ah,
Yeah.
Yeah, it's okay. I just wanted you to know I put some time into it.
okay.
Nice. That black
Yeah.
stripe is nice compositionally.
Thanks.
Yeah.
I know you had mentioned the
Mhm.
background before, Bob, so I thought I would try putting something in there.
Yeah, it works. Yeah.
I'm going to redo this one. It was a difficult subject.
Huh.
Yeah.
Another
But that's what I've got.
hibiscus.
Flowers.
It's a hibiscus, yeah.
Flowers are hard to photograph too. Really.
Beautiful.
Nice. Yeah, that's
Thanks.
That's just marvelous.
Yes.
Well, what strikes me about that is the way you use colors
Yeah.
that would not be there, like blue, and it looks right in her
Mhm.
face.
Mhm.
I find
Mhm.
that's fascinating. Really.
Yeah. Very nice.
It is.
Thank you very much.
You're welcome. Beautiful.
Thanks.
Okay, Doris, do you want to go?
Sure. What do you want there? Let's start with this one.
Oh,
Oh,
this is
nice.
different.
Oh,
Wow.
Painting I did actually, just basically the reflection on the pond.
very nice.
Beautiful.
Nice.
What's the
Yeah.
medium, Doris?
Hmm?
What's the medium?
It's K-seed.
Okay.
That's cool.
Yeah.
Wow.
On canvas.
It's a little, just a small round canvas board, and I like,
Oh,
Really nice.
from
Great.
World in a bubble.
yeah.
yeah,
Bubble.
almost a bubble. Yeah. Mhm.
A nice effect. It really is. It just
Very soft and
Mhm.
And I'm trying to figure out what the background is that it's sitting
Carpet.
It's a carpet.
on. Of course.
Oh,
Of course.
That's just the carpet. Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
I was just going
Right.
to say the sky.
Right. Yeah. Did you make the carpet?
Oh, no.
I mean, you could have. Looking at your work, you could have.
I mean, I'm sure I could have painted the carpet.
Okay.
No, I just put that down on the carpet and photographed.
Nice contrast.
Yeah.
It's a great place to photograph them. I do the same thing.
yeah.
Mhm.
You get some of your best light that way.
Yeah.
Hmm.
Mhm.
Good.
Yeah, I think this is the Pennypack Pond, Pennypack Watershed Pond, I believe.
Hmm.
No, do you guys know Pennypack
Beautiful.
Watershed?
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
Yep.
I've heard.
Very nice.
Yeah. Beautiful.
Okay, this one is a sketch. Do that next. This is on my sketchbook. A kitty cat with wings.
Aw.
Right.
Aw.
Wow.
That's
That's gorgeous.
Any dreams?
That's great.
Yeah.
Just love it.
Yeah.
Don't give my cat any ideas.
Yeah.
I don't think we want cats to have wings, but
No,
yeah,
the
it probably
butterflies.
would be trouble.
Really ambitious.
Yeah.
Hmm.
Especially since she's particularly very good at catching things.
Uh-huh.
Now, was she relaxing on this pose and you happen to catch her on her back, doing that thing, that stretch?
Yeah, it's basically, yeah.
That's great.
Yeah.
Pause there in that position. Yeah,
Yeah.
Actually, she did a quick gesture when it jumped up.
right.
Yeah, I just saw her on like 1 minute when she jumped up, right? Yeah.
And the butterflies
Photograph.
add to the story.
Yeah.
Like
Oh, definitely.
the cat with wings is chasing the butterflies.
Mhm.
Or joining
Yeah,
them.
my daughter had a little book
Looks like
years
a,
ago, a little chapter book about cats with wings.
looks like a face at the end of the left front paw.
She could
Yes, I
find it.
just started to see that too.
Yeah. It was a cute little book. I wish I could find it. I don't know, but
Yeah.
yeah.
Those would
Yeah.
be nice cards.
Hmm?
Yeah.
They would be nice cards if you
Yeah.
printed them up in
Mhm.
individual cards for
Uh-huh.
people sending notes or
Mhm.
postcards.
Mhm.
People would buy that image of the cat.
Oh, definitely.
Okay.
I think.
I would.
Even a book of a series of those would be nice. Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
sure.
Okay.
Sure.
What are you doing? All right, this one is half done. This is not finished.
Ooh,
Oh,
Oh,
Wow.
wow.
This is
the
for
upcoming show?
this is my one with the shapes. This is for back to basics.
Fractal piece.
Yeah, I was trying to say pre-fractal, just about to go fractal.
Mm-hmm.
yeah, yeah.
Really, or is it process?
I don't know why, but I see the Joker or a clown or weird.
Really?
Hmm.
Uh,
It's
Well, you get that feeling from the
basically
little
square
curved things with the bubble on the end of the hat. Like
Oh, yeah.
one of those floppy hats, you know, that.
yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, yes.
A
Of course,
gesture.
of course, of course.
Just, yeah.
Yeah. If you tilted it about a few degrees, it would actually almost look like a face with two eyes there.
Yes.
Do you ever color these in at all?
I'm gonna add color to this.
Good.
Oh, good. Yeah.
We can see that next week.
If you don't, I
Half done.
will.
This is not finished. But how I got this design is I've been making paper cuttings for a number of years,
Oh, wow.
snowflake designs.
Oh, yes.
Yeah,
So I followed the same format for this.
sure.
That's basically how I came up.
If you took this in
Lines are
Photoshop,
still in there. I got to get rid of them.
ahead.
Yeah,
If
it's
you-
basically one of my basic snowflake formats.
Hmm.
So that's
If you had this in Photoshop and you flipped it, where the negative would be positive and a positive would be
Hmm.
Oh,
like a
interesting.
snowflake.
yeah. Okay.
Just
Could do that.
Be interesting.
That'd be
I was
nice.
trying on the computer today to, but this is 1/6, and it's repeated 6 times around.
Yeah.
So I was trying to cut it out and then match them up and put them around on my computer program, and I couldn't get it to do it.
Ah.
And I'm like, I should be able to do this, but yeah.
You actually can do it, but you'd have to have a laser cutter that would cut the design out of whatever material you're interested in.
No, I mean just to do this pen design on the computer,
Yeah.
and I
Oh,
had 1/6 of it, and I repeated it 6 times, and I wanted to put them together in this way.
You can do that in Photoshop.
Should be able to.
I don't have Photoshop.
Oh,
Yeah,
Yeah, I don't have
see,
Photoshop.
some kind of a paint program, you know, I mean, I guess Illustrator too, also, it's another,
Mhm.
yeah.
I should have been able to do it, but I couldn't. Just couldn't get it to do it.
I wonder if, Bob, do you know any other like free or cheap design programs you might be able to do that on?
Well, there's GIMP
Uh-huh.
and
free, I think.
and then there's programs for the tablet.
Yeah.
But that's all I can think of is GIMP.
GIMP, yeah, I've heard.
Yeah, maybe I'll go back and try again. I don't know.
I'm gonna try. Yeah.
Like,
Cool.
I used the light box.
Ah,
Uh-huh.
good idea.
Yeah.
Can't beat a light box.
Well, I'm impressed that you did it by hand. I mean, like,
Yeah.
that's
Yeah,
really difficult, you know?
it is.
That's one,
That's great control.
yeah.
Ah,
I like the design inside too. It's almost spiritual.
Thanks.
It has a lot of action.
Interesting.
I moves all over the place.
Yeah.
Yeah, I keep looking and looking and looking and comparing, and it's a great design.
Yeah.
Yeah, it really
One
is.
minute it's an implosion, another minute it's an explosion.
yeah.
Cool.
And it also is a dynamic because it's not so perfectly rendered in terms of mirror symmetry.
Yes.
There's an aliveness to it.
Yeah. Organic quality.
It's much more. Sure.
Sure.
Really nice.
Excellent.
Congratulations.
Yeah.
Yeah. Right.
Well done. Well
Wow.
done.
Cool.
Thank
Hey,
you.
do you have anything else, Doris?
That's it.
Very good.
Okay,
Thanks.
well done.
Thank you. Yeah.
Yes, thank you.
Thank you.
All right. Alden, do you want to go? Do you have anything this week?
Well, I had asked to be the last just before you, but if I could, just because.
No, fine. Let's do that then.
Thanks.
You go just before me.
Yep.
Ted, do you have anything?
Not more, not tonight.
All right.
Okay.
Mike, do you have anything?
I do if it works.
Yeah,
Yay.
you got it.
Yay.
All right.
Oh,
Hooray.
that's great.
Wow.
Very nice.
Hooray.
Terrific.
Hooray.
love it.
Oh, I love that.
That's terrific.
That is too cool.
Yeah, it was fun putting it together. It was. Yeah. I like to start with something that's totally unrelated to where it ends up,
Yeah.
That's amazing.
Wow.
All right.
How much of the background is
The
from the
vertical-
scene?
yeah,
How much
the-
is from you?
The vertical stripes were an empty tiger's cage. That's what that ended up with. That was the center. That was the whole background, the black and white vertical stripes.
Uh-huh.
And
What
then
kind of thing was it?
It was an empty tiger's cage.
Oh, okay. Okay.
So I just took the bars
hmm
and played with it and ended
Okay.
up with a whole screen
Okay.
filled with that black and white vertical stripes. And then from there, I just really put in the right side and the left side and then I saw this guy walking down the street with that top on, so I borrowed it from somewhere, dropped him in,
Right.
and that's how it ended up. So I thought it was
That's
interesting.
really great.
At first,
Very nice.
I thought it was a piano.
Now,
Oh, yeah,
now,
Down on the left looks like a piano. Yeah.
Right.
sort of.
yeah.
Did
For me, I think it's as close as I can get to painting.
Oh,
I'm not a painter, but I try to, whenever I can, just find something interesting to
what
me,
you're doing is great.
build on it and let it
Yeah.
go in whatever direction it goes
I
in.
think that's your medium for sure.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Well, I like the color of the pants is just perfect.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah. It's a little counterpoint.
Yeah.
Yeah. I enjoy doing this one. I
This would
did.
be a perfect kind of piece for the next Plastic Club show, which is all about, again, basic forms.
That's
Yeah,
right. Back to
Mm.
basics. Yeah.
definitely.
Yeah. I'll
Yeah.
save it. I'll save it. Yeah.
Yeah.
How did you get the curved black?
That's the
curved
magic.
bars? That's
All right, Bob, if you want to take it down, I'll give another one a shot. See what
Sure.
happens.
Mike, how did you make those lines curve?
Photoshop.
Yeah, that's the
Photoshop. It's just a continuation of the stripes on the upper right corner.
Right.
So I just twisted them and spread them.
Cool.
Since you're working in layers, you can do anything until it's kind of where you want it, and then you just kind of smush it together, and
I
there
like
it
that.
is.
Use a smush tool.
Yeah, I learned. Yeah, I learned that in graduate art school, smushing.
Smush.
It was either that or kindergarten, one or the other.
Well, in Photoshop is flattened image, which is not very interesting.
Yeah,
Like smush better.
it's really just playing and discovering.
Yeah.
It's a lot of fun. Some can take me a full day, others 20 minutes. I never know,
Right.
but I do enjoy doing it. I do.
That's great.
Yeah.
I have another one kind of on the same idea.
All right. Well, that was a nice one you got
Yeah.
Yes.
that you were able to get.
Well, thanks.
Try again later. Yeah.
Okay.
All right. Diane, do you have anything to share?
Yeah, I might, and I'm saying that because I may have shown this before, but while I'm getting this ready. Janice, I apologize. The painting is the Shelton at day, not
It's what?
it's the Shelton at day, not the Chrysler building at night. And the
Oh.
circles are much smaller. So my memory is like, so anyway.
Join the club.
Sorry about that.
No, don't think a thing of it.
Really, hardly worth worrying about.
All right. So the reason I'm saying I may have shown this before, and the reason I have it out again is I was working on how to present it. So this is now, have I ever shown? I don't know if I've shown this or not. Quite honest,
I don't remember this.
No, I don't. No.
Okay. Well,
Wow.
this is a book, and I will read the text, but I'll show you the book first. This is about my mother. My mother had Alzheimer's, and this book is a little tribute to her.
Oh.
So I'm going to read the text. So I'm going to scroll this down. And it says that the book's called A Walk Around the World. And it says, when my mother was first diagnosed with Alzheimer's disease, her doctor gave her this advice: keep moving. Taking this advice quite seriously and equipped with her new walker, which gave her confidence, Mom set out 2 or 3 times a day to walk around a large paved block that did not involve crossing any streets.
Oh.
Now, in another part of her life, Mom was an avid traveler, both within the U.S. and abroad. When Mom set out for her walks around the block, her expression and gait showed pure determination. Her hair wild in the breeze, her body leaning slightly forward, and her fixated eyes, emphasized by her large glasses, all indicated that in her mind she was not just going around the block, but traveling the world.
Oh,
So here she is.
that's great.
With her walker. And her baguette in France.
Oh.
and then going up the Alps, with her walk. She's got the walker. And, in Italy. And, and she just went out there every day, probably even more than twice.
That's so sweet.
So that was my mom and her walks.
Wow.
Nice
love it.
borders on these
What a
pages.
wonderful tribute.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I love that.
Well, thank you. And the border is that is it's not a real map. It's craft paper, made for craft. So it's, I guess, copyright free or what. I mean, you could use it for crafts and art. So so I didn't need Rand McNally coming after me or something like that. So that is my piece this week.
Oh, beautiful.
Oh,
Thank you.
well done.
Yeah, thank you.
Yeah,
Nice.
Great fun.
Wonderful tribute.
Thank you.
Yes.
Sarah, do you want to go?
Okay.
All right, we got your share screen.
wow.
Whoa!
I may have shown this in different ways on here before. If someone's too familiar with it, I apologize. But this is, I forget, I've given it different names at different times after I've worked on it in different ways. But it is my message to people to really think about and delve into their patriotic longings now. And
Yeah.
the green is because we're such a young country, and there's fear in her eyes, and then the flag. And this is just my fears expressed in a photograph.
Mm.
And of course, the red can mean many different things, but this was a mannequin in New Hope many years ago, and I've played with her many different times.
Very nice.
Oh,
Very
Yeah.
expressive.
I think fabulous.
Strong.
Yeah, it's great. It's great.
I know it's pretty bright, but I wanted it that way.
No, it's very effective.
No apologies for that.
Never
No.
be too bright.
Exactly.
Yeah. And this was a reflection in a window, but it had so much that I just enjoy it. And today, thinking about our country is so major to me anyhow.
Yeah,
That's pretty important.
many of us.
So that flag was actually hanging outside the window?
Yeah, that was a reflection in the window. The
Oh.
flag was across the street,
Okay.
and I
Okay.
just captured it
Mhm.
when I saw it, because I really liked the way it was in the picture.
Mm.
I don't put anything in it. I don't do Photoshop. Mike really wants to teach me Photoshop, but I'm not a good. Forget it.
Maybe later.
You're having
Yeah.
enough fun with what
When
you
I
do.
grow up.
Yeah.
So
Ma'am?
you don't do any of the color with Photoshop even?
No, in my phone I do
Okay.
different adjustments
Okay.
until I find what I want. So you can say maybe I do Photoshop type things, but I don't. What
Okay.
you see is what is there. The only
Okay.
thing I change, I crop,
Mhm.
and I do colors. Now this one is another mannequin one. This was from Center City when I
Ooh.
worked there.
Look at that.
Wow.
That's great.
Yeah.
And that was on Market Street. And those windows were in Macy's, and it was just the way I know I've said this before, it's the way I position myself.
Mhm.
And I think once I called something like this, people traveling in Philadelphia, or the tourists. I called it the tourists.
The tourists.
But you see the little gentleman on the right?
Mhm.
Uh-huh.
I like that.
Focused on his phone.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Nice.
So this was from that time, those years that I worked in Center City, and it's one that I really enjoy, and I've used it in different ways, and I'll take this one down.
That's great.
Very nice. Very nice.
Beautiful.
Yes.
Yeah. Good stuff.
I like those.
The next one is really a collaboration that I did with a fella by the name of Mike Nathan. I think it was 2014. Yeah, we're not good collaborators, though, I have to tell you, but we did it. And he did all the computer work. And of course, they were my mannequins. I believe this was 2014.
Oh,
Oh,
Wow, look at that.
Love it.
interesting.
Good idea.
that's cool. I like that.
Ah,
Some
So
of
who
the
did
mannequins
this?
will be familiar to you even here.
Who's the one in the hat and the dark glasses at 10 o'clock?
Yeah.
Oh, that was a male mannequin in New Hope.
ah.
Wow. That's great.
And
Good
then
idea.
9 o'clock is a male mannequin in New York
Huh.
with the red face.
Oh, okay.
And at 3 o'clock, right across the
that's a girl mannequin in New York. She was with the boy mannequin.
You separated them.
Woohoo.
But not, yeah, 2 o'clock is also or unless I said it before, that's
yeah.
a New Hope male mannequin.
All right. Masked man.
But Mike really did this for me. We arranged the sky and the background together, and the face in the middle is from Ocean City, where they have the rides for the children. It was a big,
right.
maybe some of you, it's not really clear.
Like the architectural detail of sorts.
Yeah. And so he really helped me. I mean, he did the whole thing. It was my idea, but at the time I was not that great with the computer and doing things like this. So we picked out the clock, and I think it was 2014. I hope it's okay to show something so old here.
Yes, it is.
That's why he wants you to learn Photoshop, so you can do more of this guy.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I don't bother him.
Well, there's that too, sure.
That red at 11 o'clock is really effective.
Yeah.
Because it's not at 12. If that was at 12 o'clock, the whole thing would change.
I agree.
The fact that that's at 11, it just balances it, and it's just really, that little touch is just brilliant.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Thank you. Yeah,
Well,
this is
deserves to be 12 o'clock.
And I think at New Year's, and oftentimes this comes up in my pictures, so it makes me think of it. And but Mike has a lot of patience. He's a wonderful teacher.
Is he a doctor?
Pardon me?
Is he a doctor?
Janice, that was
that came out too quickly. I'm sorry. I apologize.
He has a lot. He's an excellent teacher, and my children would really agree with me. So it took a lot of patience to do this, and I do remember that, even though it was quite a few years ago. And I just wanted to share this piece, this collaboration with you.
Very nice.
Great fun.
Cool.
8 o'clock's very hot.
Wait, I want to go back and check that.
Looks like Marilyn. Blonde, looking back at you with those eyes.
Well, and let's see. So, as I've done before,
Magic of the finger. Oh,
yes.
Nice.
Yes.
Combination. Sure.
Very nice.
Yeah, I like these.
Yeah, good idea.
The summations.
Yeah, that's what summation is very right.
so thank you. That was my contribution to this evening.
There you go.
Bravo.
Nice.
Good job.
Very nice.
Good job.
Thank you, everyone.
Yeah.
Very nice.
Yeah.
Very creative evening.
All right. Shall we go to Alden?
Sure.
Neil has not come back. Okay.
Yeah,
So my first question is how many of us have heard of a Canadian Cree artist by the name of Kent Monkman? Anybody? Nobody.
No.
Wow. Cool. Cool.
You come up
All
with
right.
these.
Well, recently, I first got turned on to this guy's work probably a couple years ago through an illustration that was for an article about sort of revisioning Indigenous people's histories in Canada. Anyway, the other day, Pinterest put out a couple images by this guy that drew me onto his site, which drew me to Amazon, and I wound up buying 4 books that I probably didn't really need, but I just love this guy's work because I love this guy's sense of humor. So this was published in 2020 on the occasion of, I think it was in about 2016, the Metropolitan Museum in New York, knowing that he was becoming more and more famous in Canada, commissioned him to create 2 enormous canvases that went here in the entrance to the museum.
Oh.
You can see them on either side of the major.
Yes.
They are enormous. They are 12 feet high by about 21 feet long.
Wow.
And here are what they actually look like. This one is called Welcoming the Newcomers to Turtle Island. That thing that they're all sort of on is the indigenous people's concept of original life, Turtle Island. And the second one, and they're welcoming all these, like the Spaniards down here, blacks, Indians from who knows where, white guys over here, the white guys, now romancing, indigenous person. And this is her alter ego or whatever persona is Miss Chief Eagle Testicle, which is really 4 words that really are supposed to say mischief egotistical. So see when it gets to the end. So this is one of those paintings. That was the welcoming of us guys, and this is called The Resurgence of the People. It's the survivalism that it does exist, and as you can see, they're bailing out other people, and then you got this bunch of crazies over here, the warriors that are hooting and hollering. These are 2 of the most amazing paintings I think I've ever seen reproductions of. I love the humor of this guy with the black high heels.
Yes.
he has balls like I haven't, and I want them, so to speak. I intend to be more myself as I face 80, and this guy is definitely helping me. So the other book.
Wait, go back.
Okay. To this one or this one?
Yeah. No, that was good. In the boat. In the boat.
Oh, you want to see this again?
No.
The
The other direction.
That one.
Okay.
It looks like it duplicated himself in the back as well. The same figure.
Yeah, undoubtedly.
Oh, yes.
Undoubtedly. In fact, he does installations, and at this point, they're all his face.
Interesting.
He decided it was a way of dealing with some of the way that the indigenous peoples had all been pictured with the same face by white artists of the 19th century.
Isn't the Washington crossing the Delaware painting
Let me
like
go
that?
back to this.
It
Yes,
does,
because yes, you recognize exactly that is, and of course that particular painting.
Yeah.
That was Washington.
That's
Right.
Washington crossing the Delaware. That particular painting is in the Metropolitan.
Okay.
What happens with Monkman is he goes to these places, checks out the museum's collections, and tries to respond to them. And that was his response to do this. So this is actually the cover, but this is what is underneath. This is a stamped cover.
Okay.
So this shows through that stamping. And I just wanted to show them both that way. I should have been.
No, that's like a silhouette of Washington, isn't it?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. All right.
Exactly. And that's what this whole book is really about, is, the creation of these paintings. And I think they were there for about a half a year or something, and now they're part of the Met's permanent collection.
Wow.
Anyway, so let me keep moving here. So the next book that was also published in 2020, because of his being given sort of entree into the Toronto, can't read it. It's one of the major museums in Toronto. And so being legendary, and again, the cover as well as a close-up. And I love the boldness of his copying Michelangelo here from the Sistine Chapel and replacing God's head with these bird heads, which were part of his iconography. I mean, this guy is amazing. Anyway, next book. This is the cover. This is the painting that it was taken from to crop. And this particular painting is called The Scream. It's one of 2 that specifically are about the subject of the kidnapping of indigenous children by the church, assisted by Mounties, and taking them. I mean, and of course, it's using the device, as one of my friends that I was sent this to in Canada said, but it wasn't just the Catholics, the Episcopals. I suspect all the Christian peoples are doing this. They had that superiority complex attitude towards indigenous peoples.
Yeah.
So I think this is a device. It's got the black and the red, which make this such a bold statement. It's just a phenomenal painting, as is its pair, which I don't have for this particular. Anyway, the next one is the last of the 3 books, showing what the cover is, as well as
Mischief.
without the type across her. And I thought you needed to see both. And this is volume 1 of the true and exact accounting of the history of North America, crossed out and replaced with Turtle Island, by Kent Munkman and Giselle Gordon, who is apparently a long-time partner, possibly lover when they were younger, and they've collaborated on a number of projects together. And it's very funny, as you can see from this kind of artwork.
Mischief Eagle Testicle. Okay.
You got it. It's all about mischief. Mischief, yes. So that's it. Anyone want to say anything in particular? Nope, I guess not. Take me down.
Yeah.
All right. Very good. Very interesting.
Yes.
Yes.
Those appear in my daily emails at some point when I. This is a test group.
Okay, Neela has not reappeared. Has everybody had a chance? All right, I will do the art news. This is a Modigliani, of course, and a nasty dispute between, a nasty dispute between a Russian tycoon and an art dealer over the sale of this. It turns out on the left is the art dealer who, and on the right is the tycoon, and the tycoon believed that the art dealer was an art advisor, but in fact, the art dealer owned the Modigliani, so he was selling to himself. And this was through Sotheby's, and I'm not sure I can imagine any more corrupt, but that's in court right now. And then here you'll all recognize the style of Keith Haring. This was a piece he did in 1989, 6 months before he died. I consider it a very touching piece.
And intentionally left unfinished, too.
Intentionally.
Yeah.
Wow.
That's what
So AI comes along and finishes it.
Ah.
And it's awful.
So we need
No.
I mean, it got some of it right, but it just dishonored, in my opinion, it dishonored the glory of that Keith Haring.
Well, the figures are gone. They're not there anymore.
Yeah.
Exactly. The drips are a very important part of that painting.
Just abstract.
Yeah.
Let's see.
That's not, there's
Yeah,
no.
there it is. Yeah, those drips are intentional.
See the figure?
Yeah.
And then I see the jumping man, but I don't see any recognizable figures.
No, nothing.
They're gone.
It's just the dead hand of the computer finishing the job.
I like that, Bob, the dead hand of the computer.
Yes.
Yes, you should write that down. That's a good one.
This is Martha Diamond, a New York artist who just died recently.
I'm not familiar with
She
No.
she excelled at portraying New York buildings
Oh,
Wow.
in a very expressionistic way. Okay, in another big city, they're rebuilding Notre Dame, and if I have the story right, the French government wants to, even though the stained glass windows were not injured in the fire, the French government wants to remove them and put them in another museum and put
no,
new stained glass windows into Notre
no,
Dame.
no.
And there's numerous people that are objecting to that.
Yeah.
Okay, back to, as you know, we got a lot of new stuff going into the public domain. Just a reminder, here's 1928 Henry Matisse, a great Edward Hopper.
You're saying these are going to be auctioned off?
No, they're now in the public domain. They're 95 years old. And once a work is 95 years old, it's public domain.
Didn't it used to be 70?
No, I don't think so. I think it's
Well,
Okay.
I don't know.
I'm sorry. Just
Yeah. All right. With all the bad press Russia's getting, I like to occasionally highlight great cultural stuff that Russia did. This is Cosmism, like a 1910 Russian movement that was all about space flight and the future and everything. All right. And one more local piece, the Philadelphia auction house Freeman's, which is near us, is merging with the Chicago auction house, Heinemann,
interesting.
to create something called Freeman Heinemann. And that new auction house will be opening a permanent New York showroom.
Wow.
And that's it for the art news.
Cool.
Okay, thank you.
Yeah. Cool.
Yeah, thank you.
Thank you.
Yeah, lots going on.
Yeah.
Yeah, there was a lot of crookedness, man. I did not report every.
I couldn't really follow that story, Bob. I couldn't follow it. But I'm not real good with things like that. So somebody sold something that was their own.
Well, I think it's a question of what's the difference between an art advisor and an art dealer.
Okay.
The art advisor's job, I believe, is to tell you how to get, guide you in your pricing and tell you where you can get it and guide you in your choice. So this Eve was pretending to be an art advisor, but actually he was an art dealer selling that Modigliani and setting his own price.
Oh, okay. All right.
You make a
probably one of the most corrupt, the perfect image of corruption.
Well, art now, I mean, the corruption that goes on.
Oh, yeah, forget it.
Yeah, yeah.
I watched a 1-hour movie on this place called the Black Box, and it's located somewhere in Europe. And the people that own all these masterpieces, they keep them in this building called the Black Box. And only they can get in there to see this work.
No.
So they don't live with it and enjoy it. They just hide it for value.
Yeah.
investment. Sure.
Yeah.
God.
Money.
Yeah.
All right.
Money.
Money makes the world go around the world.
It's 8:18.
Yeah, Bob, I have just one thing is very brief that I read, and it's first I thought it was sad, but I thought you might like to hear it. It's just like a very, I don't know what, it's called Nobody. Are you familiar with it? I guess you would call it a non-rhyming poem, but I'll read it. It struck me. It says, when you cry, nobody sees your tears. When you are happy, nobody sees your smile. But when you fart just one time,
Everyone.
Very good.
He is so gross.
He can't help himself.
A good way to end.
Yes,
Yeah.
really. Perfect way.
on
All right, it's
On that note-
8:19. Good night, all.
Like,
Good
Good
night,
night.
everybody.
Everyone, thank you.
uh,